Natasha's brought with her. I'm sorry. Like, we've got Patricia, Mike, our whole crew. You're going to be a live audience. There we go. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. We are here on Winners on a Wednesday. Every single week I interview one of my success students who are killing it in property, and this week I want to introduce you to Natasha. She was a nurse, she's now quit her job, she's financially free, and now she's working on big development deals with myself. I think you're going to really enjoy this one, so get a piece of paper, get some notes, and take good notes because you're going to learn a lot of good nuggets and information on this interview. Also, don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button. But hey Natasha, thank you so much for coming down to my house.
No problem at all.
You brought a whole team with you. We've been out in the garden hanging out.
It's been amazing. I'm not gonna lie, this house is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So you have got an incredible story of what you've done in property, but also who you are as a person, why you've done it. Yeah. So what made you in the first place? What was it that made you want to get into property?
To be fair, just like growing up in the area that I did, it was quite notorious and there was not much like positivity and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to have like a space for my own self, a nice space, but I couldn't imagine it in that area. So I kept focusing and kept thinking ahead. And then opportunities just came arise. Like my siblings, they left to go uni. So I had like an empty room and I thought, let me just pretend to be like an estate agent and rent it out. And it did. And then literally allowed us to live rent-free.
That is so good. What year was this?
This was in like 2000 and started uni in 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
So you were living at home and you just rented out a spare room, which then paid basically and essentially made you live rent-free.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a term for that. It's called house hacking, and it's something that I think is an amazing strategy for people kind of wanting to get started.
Yeah.
And what was it that gave you the? Because that was like 2015. That's a long time ago. Was that literally what was it that gave you that inspirational idea, or did you just think?
I was just like, well, to be fair, if it just made sense, that would cover the rental income, the rental cost and stuff like that, and it just made sense. We can save more money and live a better life.
Right. And whereabouts was that house?
That was in Brixton.
Okay, good.
South London, yeah.
And are you still living in Brixton?
No, I've just recently moved.
Where are you living now?
So I'm now living, I don't really want to say, it's still in London.
But is it a nice bar?
It's the tour will be coming soon.
Why don't you want us out of interest? Is it too nice? Is it posh?
I mean, I can't, I don't want people turning up to my area and stuff like that.
All right, but it's a very nice part of London.
It's a very nice part of London.
All right, that's good, that's good. Okay, so that was your first kind of experience in property. You then trained to be a nurse. What happened next?
So then after I qualified as a nurse, there's two things that are important to me, health and wealth, and I needed to get experience in health. So did nursing for a little while, and then I retired. I was making enough money from property, so I retired at 25.
Which was like literally just a few months ago.
Literally just like a few months ago. Yeah, last month. Yeah.
When you quit, July 5th?
July 5th.
But you kind of just glossed over that part. Like, so what did you do? Oh, wow, yeah, became financially free in property. The purpose of this is to go over exactly how that happened.
Sure.
What you did. Okay. So you're at university. When did you first come across like my training videos and stuff? And what?
Sam, I've been literally like, every single time you pop something to do with property, entrepreneur, you literally are the first person to come up. I'm like,
when did you first discover me?
This was probably about 2015 as well, around that time.
Whoa!
Yeah.
So you like literally been watching me since the very beginning?
Very beginning.
Wow.
And I've been meaning to network, but the only thing that was stopping was the fact that I knew if you're going to be passionate about something, it needs to be your 100% attention. And nursing for me, which was health, I needed that experience.
Do you remember what was the first video that you saw of mine?
I think you was doing quite a few. There's quite a few, but I remember you talking to people and saying something about there was people in school that used to sell and then eventually they will become financially free.
Yeah.
I thought, I used to sell in school.
That was literally 2015. I can't believe that. So it's like 6 years ago when I first started my channel. Yeah. Okay, so you're at uni, you're a natural entrepreneur, you're passionate about health, you're passionate about wealth, you qualify at uni, you become a nurse. Talk to me about that.
So the nursing aspect, so I knew firstly there's two important things for me, respiratory and also life support. So I wanted to get those two experience in. So I studied And I started off in a respiratory ward, and it was very nice. Learned everything I needed to know, looked after patients and gained the knowledge. And then I moved over to intensive care, and that's when the pandemic took place. And for me, I was enjoying it because, as you know, you're learning, earning, or having fun, and that's what for me I was doing: learning, earning, and having fun.
Right.
And then the pandemic came. It was understaffed, underpaid.
Yeah.
It was a lot going on, and I just felt unappreciated. And the clap on the Thursdays and stuff like that.
I think it was a Wednesday in my area.
Was it Wednesday?
Maybe it was a Thursday.
Thursday in my area. It just was a slap in the face for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why was it a slap in the face?
Because I kind of feel like what happened in the pandemic, a lot of people weren't working, and majority of the nurses were working. So that means they have to feed their family that are not able to actually provide and eat food. So they need money. We need money.
Yeah.
So it's like,
okay.
not Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
We need money.
Yeah, it's like, that's not going to pay my bills.
That's not going to pay my bills. I
Understood.
do feel appreciated. Thank you for clapping. I'm not going to say it's a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do, but it was like, we need money.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Right. So you're working, how many hours as a nurse were you working?
So the hours were really long. So I worked between 3 to 4 days, 11 and a half hours. So I would start at 7:30 and I finish 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And those are over like 3 days or 3 nights.
Right. So you're working crazy long hours. Pay? What were you earning?
The pay was decent, between £2,000 to £3,000 a month.
So average?
Depends in average, yeah. Normal nursing salary, nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's normal salary, isn't it? 2 to 3 grand, working crazy hours. Talk to me about your first property deal outside of just renting somewhere in your spare room.
Oh, okay. So my first ever deal was, it was a residential one. I wanted to just be on the ladder.
Yeah.
Just wanted to initially just take the first step. So came across this 2-bed apartment in Essex, like the outskirts of London, not very far. Went for the viewing and then, made an offer. It was accepted, and then the rest was history.
So you just bought a house?
Yeah, just bought
Did you just use savings to buy it, or what? How did you buy it?
So the house was really cheap. It was like 170.
Okay.
So I had to put like maybe a 10% discount, 10% deposit down.
Okay.
And just solicitor fees and stuff like that. It was about 20,000 in.
So you bought it to live in or to rent out?
I bought it to live in.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought it to live in. So what initially I did was had a lodger that would pay for the mortgage and everything.
You're really into this whole house hacking thing. Right. So now you buy a house. That's again smart.
Yeah.
Buy a house, live in it. But then you put a lodger in the room, which probably paid for your mortgage, I bet.
Yeah,
so you're living rent free and you're on the property ladder.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. Okay. So what year was this?
This was in 2019.
So a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Great. And then you thought, okay, I can't keep buying houses because I haven't got the deposits.
That's right.
So you decided to do rent to rents.
Yep. So initially what I did was, after putting the advert up for like maybe a day or two, there was so much people in my inbox and like asking for rooms and stuff like that. There was no way I could tell these people no. There was literally no way.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I need to go get a property like yesterday.
Right. So oh goodness. So you buy a house, you rent a room out. Did you rent just one room out as a tour lodger? Two. Right. So you rent 2 rooms. So which is just paying you money.
Yeah.
How much rent were you getting for those 2 rooms?
Honestly, so it was £600 each room. So it's about
1,200.
Yeah.
And your salary was 2 to 3 grand, so you're getting
closer.
You're getting close to replacing your income. But that's the thing. It's like replacing your income, replacing a £2,000 to £3,000 income is so not difficult.
It's not. I remember reaching out to you actually. I remember I had a horrible shift, Sam. I don't want to talk about it, but it was horrible. And I remember messaging you that day in the morning. I think I missed the call from you actually. You tried to call me back.
Did I? What happened?
It was a horrible shift, and I was like, right, I need to get my life sorted.
Yeah.
I just need to replace my salary in order to just do something or just come whenever I want to work.
What happened in that shift? What happened?
It was just on the staff and just everything was going wrong. I knew I weren't going to be able to leave and go home on time, so I didn't leave till maybe 10 o'clock. Everything was just not on time, and I don't want to leave things on.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel I was very anxious, very sad, very depressed, not happy.
Right. Not happy with job or not happy just in life because of the job?
Just not happy in life because of the job.
Right.
So for me, I didn't get home till maybe 11 o'clock and I was back that same night.
So you called me.
I messaged you. You said to me directly, Natasha, you need to have a goal. What is your goal? Yeah. And I thought to myself, what is my goal? And then it just binged to replace my salary.
Was this on Instagram?
This was on Instagram.
And then Instagram called you and you missed it?
I missed it.
if you'd have answered,
I missed it.
If you'd have answered,
I would have been on the course the next day.
Yeah.
Whatever course he was advertising.
You would have just been like, I'll pay.
I'll pay.
Yeah, and you have invested a lot into yourself just recently. I won't say how much, but thousands of pounds into your education.
Yeah.
But you also utilised YouTube a lot as well.
Oh yeah.
Watched all the YouTube videos. So okay, so you're in a situation. By the way, you're awesome. I love your story. So you're in a situation. You buy a house.
Yeah.
You rent out 2 rooms, totally legally, above board, and you don't even have to pay tax on
no.
anything up to £7,000 is tax free. You got it, right? Yeah. So you don't pay any tax on the money. Yep. She's incredible.
Yes.
Everyone should do this.
I don't know why.
I know. So then you rent out these rooms. You use the income, and you can, and then you think, but the rooms, you could have rented them out 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. Everyone's messaging going, I want a room, I want a room, I want a room.
Literally, because it's right next to a big fulfillment centre.
Right.
So wouldn't you want to live where you work?
Of course. So then you think, I need to buy another house and rent the rooms out. Or, you hear me going on about rent to rent. When did you sort of first learn about rent to rents and how did that unravel?
To be fair, I watched your video. You don't even, oh my God, if my internet could tell you my history.
Right.
Your rent to rent videos, I remember there was a girl and a boy. I've watched that interview maybe 5 times.
Who were they? What?
I think Jessica
and Jordan from Coventry. Amazing couple.
The leaflet. I just kept thinking, what were they talking about? The leaflet.
Yeah.
And I did the research. I just knew, as I said, anything that you do, you have to put your all and your passion into it. I'm in nursing. There's no way I can do property at the same time.
Right.
But I knew if I went over to property, me and you network, gone clear. But I said, let me finish here. But I do want to kind of do something in between, like whilst I'm still, just in case I need to emergency leave a job because of, things happen. They might even fire me. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I watched that video back to back, all your rent to rents, and then I just went for it. Literally, I just went for it.
So, your first rent to rent. Firstly, in your own words, describe to me in a nutshell, what does rent to rent mean? What is it?
So, you rent the property off a landlord, not subletting, guys, because I've seen that you guys are saying subletting is illegal. Yes, it is. You need to let it in a company's name.
Right.
So it's a company let.
Yeah.
You've got staffs or people, professionals, and then you rent it out.
And you rent it as a corporate let with the agreement that you're not going to live in it, that you're going to put people in it on short stay agreements. Yeah, that's the agreement. Yeah. Okay. So you found a landlord. Yes. You offered him a guaranteed rent.
Yes.
Where was this property?
This property was also in Essex, 2 miles, never 2 miles, 2 minutes.
Wow.
From where I live.
How much did you agree to pay the landlord?
£600.
That sounds cheap.
Yes.
How did you get it so cheap?
Because I do business with people.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot more difficult with the estate agents and stuff like that. So I try to just
go direct.
Go direct.
Where did you find this landlord?
So he on land registry.
Okay.
And he lives in Wales.
In Wales?
Yes.
So what, you just saw the house and looked up the details on land registry? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, that's literally it.
You just thought that could be a good house? Was it empty?
It was empty, and what happened, I took the viewing with the estate agent, and they weren't really trying to...
Oh.
So you do with them, but...
Got you.
So the
house was with an agent. The agent was a bit useless, you thought?
Very useless.
Terrible agent.
Terrible.
So you thought, you know what, they don't deserve the commission.
It. They didn't deserve it.
And you then went on land registry, you paid £3.
£3.
You got the landlord's details and you told him, hey, this agent's offering, but let me make you an offer.
Yes.
And you got a cheap rent of £600 a month. Smart. So what did you learn through that experience?
So for me, you do business with people.
Yeah.
Because for me, he's getting his money and I'm also able to have some passive income from that, not even owning the property.
Yeah. So you pay him 600.
600.
And then you rent the rooms out, okay, with his permission with the right contract.
With the right contract.
How much rent did you manage to get in on that property? Like, what happened?
Same. So you just rent out the rooms individually. So it's like £600 each room. It's the area kind of.
Isn't it amazing, Natasha, that a room will often rent out for the same amount of money as an entire house?
Yes.
And the only difference is when you rent a room, you're getting all the bills included.
Yes, that's the only difference.
Convenience. When you rent a house, you've got to furnish it, you've got to set the Wi-Fi up.
Yes.
When you rent a room, it's all done.
It's all done. That's the thing. People don't have time.
Correct.
People don't have time.
Because they're working as nurses like you.
There we go.
And you didn't have much time, but you still put the time in to do this deal. So, okay, you pay £600 to the landlord. How much is the gas and electric and everything?
Like gas, electricity, the council tax like £120. The electricity, I'll be honest, like £10 every week. And
okay.
It's online, so you get the bills sent to you, and water is every 6 months or every 3 months.
So you might be talking maybe £300 For everything.
For everything.
To maintain the house, to pay for all the bills. Yeah. £600 a room. How many rooms?
There's 3.
3 rooms. 6, 12, 18. So 18 minus 6. So you're left. That's how much profit was that giving you?
Yeah, about £1,000.
About £1,000.
Yeah.
I know we're sitting far away, but I'm gonna have to give you a fist pump for that. That's awesome. Okay. So £1,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's like that. I mean, that's close to replacing your salary. After you do that 2 or 3 times, done. So what happened next?
So what happened next was, as I'm getting those passive income,
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it to the side. I'm just saving it, because I want to buy to let. And I know you don't. I know initially you don't need money to make money. You can always invest and find investors. But
Yeah.
I wanted this one to be just for me, to say that, you know what, I did it.
Yeah.
I did everything by myself. I know it sounds really selfish, but from a child, I've always been independent. From a little child, I don't ask for help. And it's something that I need to come out of. I need to start asking for help. And that's why I'm so happy I'm networking with you now, because it's so hard. But so yeah, I saved up all my salary, as you know, from the passive income from the properties, also my nursing salary, which is putting it aside until I got to a really decent amount of salary and was able to really decent amount of savings.
Yeah.
And I was able to just put 25% in a really good investment, which I knew would actually be able to repeat itself, if that makes sense. I was going to be doing a buy refurbishment.
I got you. Did you buy that already?
Yes.
How much you buy it for?
So it was 16. I bought it for 16% below the market value.
Good for you.
So it was going for 350,000.
Yeah.
And I managed to get it for 295.
That's very good. Whereabouts?
So also Lakeside, just on the outskirts of London.
Near Essex.
More closer to London, actually.
Okay.
It's pretty much say London.
295 in London. That sounds cheap for a house in London.
Yeah.
Is that a house or a flat?
It's a house, Victorian terrace.
How many bedrooms?
It's 3.
When did you complete on that?
So we exchanged completions this week. Well, it should be tomorrow.
So you're just buying that now?
Yes.
Oh wow.
To be fair, it's been a long-winded process, but I do understand with the land. What's it called again?
The owner? The landlord?
The land...
Stamp duty, land
stamp
tax?
duty, everybody's been rushing to try and get it completed, so I've been pushed to a side and stuff like that.
295, you're buying your very own house, which you already own a house, but you're buying your very own investment house. No lodgers this time, tenants. You bought it for 295. Does it need a bit of a refurb?
Yes. So we're going to be adding 3 more rooms, because the loft has not even been touched. And the square meters is literally 100.
Yeah.
And if we add it onto the loft, it will come to be 150.
Is that going to be permitted development?
So it will be permitted development.
Nice.
Yes.
And now you're doing the development training. You're the development mastermind. So that should be great. Okay, so how much are you going to spend on the entire refurb?
So do you know what? I've heard you talk about refurb, and I've seen you put some really cheap numbers, and I was aiming about maybe between 30 and 40, but I think we might need to have a look, because you
bring it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, let's say it's 35.
Let's say about 35.
So that's going to be the 330 is the total investment. What's the end value going to be?
The end value. So I looked at the sold prices for that area at 150 square meter. So the houses around that site, a 5-bed, just a 5-bed, it's going for about 595 to 620.
Wow. So you're gonna make a lot of profit. 6-figure profit.
Yep.
I was just saying that because you just went on the training program yesterday. What was the program you were on yesterday?
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
What was it called?
Six-figure development. No, 6
You don't even remember what it was called. You just remember it was awesome. 6-figure site.
6-figure site.
Right. Which is teaching how to make 6-figure profit on a deal.
Teaching us how to make 6 figures. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you've got this property. You've got your rent to rent. Did you go and get more rent to rents?
I'm always in getting rent to rents, but now that I'm off, now that I've retired from nursing, I'll actually be able to pull up all the opportunities there is. I was literally talking to my friend the other day, and I was like, I bought a bike for like £12. That's worth nearly £1,000. I was like, opportunities are out there.
Yeah.
People are just busy and don't have time.
How many rent to rents have you got?
So I've got 2 in total.
2 now.
Yes.
And how much are they making between the 2 of them?
So about 2,400.
Okay. So they're making so from just the rent to rents alone, that's basically replaced your income.
Yes.
You've now got a buy to let, you're now financially free. What would you say to somebody that was looking to get out of their job the way that you've done? Because I must say, I've got so much respect for what you've done, because not only have you managed to achieve massive success in property, but you've done it alongside a job. You only quit your job last month. Yeah. So you've done this alongside having a job. You've saved up enough money to buy a buy to let on an average salary. Yeah, it's really, really impressive what you've achieved. What would your best advice be to someone watching this that's wanting to do the same? They've got a job, long hours. How should they go about doing this?
Sam, I feel like when you say it's an understatement, so I'm going to say it again one more time. Seek knowledge.
Seek knowledge.
Seek knowledge.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
So get the training. You need to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't seek any. And I'll be honest, if I did, I'll be a lot further than where I am today.
Yeah.
But it's an experience. But I do feel like that's the best thing.
Yeah.
Pick up a book, read, YouTube videos.
You were in a situation though whereby you were doing this through the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like now it's easy. I mean, you've been to like lots of events with me just in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
But through the pandemic, when you were doing this, we couldn't run events.
Yeah.
We weren't running training programs. So you were having to watch the videos.
Yeah.
And I feel like now it's easier than it was 18 months ago.
Yeah.
The market's popping, the market's booming.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think getting the knowledge is vital, because trying to do something when you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's like trying to play a game of chess when you don't know the rules.
Literally.
So how did you manage to get the time though? Because that's the big thing.
So we always get annual leaves and days off. So I would work it with my annual leaves and try to, if I was off for like maybe 2-3 weeks, I would know I would need to find something, or I would know I need to do something in property. I would know I need to extend my learning within those times. So it wasn't really off or resting. It was more like, this is to focus on my future, my goal.
Yeah. How does it feel to have left your job?
It feels amazing, Sam. It just feels, it's like taking independence over your own life. I can't even, I'm speechless.
It feels great. Yeah. Are you happier now? Happier than you were a year ago?
Sam, I am so happy. Like, it's an understatement.
Yeah.
It just feels amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, everything that's happened is a result of your work, and I think that sometimes people are so busy just reacting to everything that happens in the day, but you actually thought about the year ahead.
Yeah, just didn't fancy retiring at 65.
No. Will you be able to retire? How old are you?
25.
25.
Yeah.
25. Absolutely awesome. So, what's next?
What's next? So I've just started the development program with yourself, and
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to it. So that's what I plan to do. Speak into existence. I will be developing my own plot.
Yeah. I know you will.
Yes.
I know you will. You've already got your property that you're going to be developing and extending with permitted development rights. But I have vision for you. 12 months time, I know it's going to happen. You're going to be back on here part 2 saying, I'm a millionaire. I've just built this apartment block from scratch and all this stuff. So I'm super excited about that. And respect as well, because you've put a lot of money into education.
Yeah.
What made you do that? What made you invest? I was going to say spend, but you're not spending. It's an investment.
Yeah.
What made you invest thousands and thousands of pounds into your education?
I just feel like I did it without any education, and it was doable, but with guidance and someone who's done it, and they've made mistakes in that field, they can kind of rectify and help you. It's just a no-brainer.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. Final words of wisdom, and then I'm going to wrap this up. And hopefully, by the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video, please do smash the like button. I'm inspired right now, and the reason that I do what I do is for things like this, for moments like this, to be able to give people the tools and see them go and succeed. It's pretty satisfying. But what would be your final words of wisdom for anyone watching this? What should they go do right away? What one thing could they do right now to help them get one step closer to their goals?
Definitely pick up a book and read into property, or even log into YouTube and do your research. Formulas over feelings.
Yeah.
And stay locked in. Knowledge from within.
I love that. Hey guys, you heard it here first. Take massive action. Get the knowledge. If you want to come and join me at one of the live training programs that Natasha's done, then I'll leave the link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this interview. I'm super excited. Thank you so much for coming down to the house.
No problem at all. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Subscribe. I'll see you next time.